Hi, I'm Daniel J. Lewis from the audacitytopodcast.com, and you're watching Interview Connections TV.
Hey everyone, it's Jessica Rhodes, and thank you so much for joining me today for this episode of Interview Connections TV. I'm going to say good morning because I am filming this once again at, what time is it? 6:48 a.m. Sometimes I'll wake up super early to get work done. I have limited childcare during the day. If this is the first time you're watching Interview Connections TV, I have an 18-month-old. I've got childcare for a few hours during the day, and I've been thinking this week, I am not getting everything done. So I did what any mom would do, and I just woke up before everyone else. So I have been plugging away here for about an hour and a half. Yes, I got up before 5 a.m. to get work done, and I thought, what else should I do? Let's film an episode of Interview Connections TV. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some actionable and valuable content that I talked about with my good friend, Dr. Joey Faucette, yesterday. Dr. Joey was talking to me about podcasting. He had some questions, and he said, Jessica, I know that you work with some really great podcasters, people with very successful shows. So can you share with me some things they do differently that other podcasters don't that help make them successful? And this was a really hard question to answer because there's a lot of factors that go into making a successful show. Something that, for example, Michael Stelzer does in his show, somebody else could do in their show, but they're doing other things wrong, so they're not going to be as successful as social media marketing. So there's a lot of moving factors. So just doing these things alone aren't necessarily going to make you the #1 show in iTunes, but I can tell you that these simple things that I'm going to share with you today are going to help you have a more successful podcast, a more successful business, and free you up so your podcasting becomes a marketing tool for your business. #1, successful podcasters know what their time is worth, and they outsource the tasks that can be outsourced. Now, when you start a podcast, it's probably because you have something to say. You have a sherry. That's what happens when I film a video at 7 a.m. You have a story to share. You have people that you want to interview. You have content to deliver. So that really is your genius zone. That's where you should be focusing on, is creating the content. Everything else, from the editing, from creating the intros and the outros, booking guests, creating graphics, scheduling interviews, those are all tasks that you can outsource to a virtual assistant. We at Interview Connections, we do a lot of that. We help a lot of our clients with booking guests, scheduling guests, creating graphics. We help our clients do this so they can focus on the tasks that only they can do, that they are best at. #2, successful podcasters don't slack off once the interview or once the episode is published. They focus on marketing it, and some of this includes creating really great promo graphics, unique custom graphics for each episode that are great for social media. At Interview Connections, we create graphics for all of our clients' podcasts. They give us direction. We create a couple different drafts so they can choose what's going to be best for their show. We size them so they're perfect for the Facebook newsfeed, so they don't get all chopped off and you only see half the person's head and it's all scaled. Creating graphics that are perfect for social media, that look great on your website. One of our clients, we create graphics that perfectly matches the branding of his website, so it all looks really good together. So successful podcasters don't slack off in the marketing department. They don't just use the guest headshot. They make a graphic that really draws in more attention. And the third thing that the most successful podcasters do is they do their due diligence and they properly prep for the interview. We, especially at Interview Connections, we provide our clients with a lot of the information they need, so the prep time is minimal. But even if a guest is providing you with specific questions that you can ask about their book, they give you a bio that maybe they even give you an intro that you can read directly. for the love of God, read that intro first before the recording so you're not stumbling over the words, okay? You don't want people to know that you're reading it, you just want it to sound natural. And maybe you can add in, maybe you're reading the intro specifically, but you can add in, you know, I met so-and-so at this live event, and then continue on into their intro. Also, asking really great follow-up questions. Even if you have a set of 5 questions that you want to get through, listen to their answer. Really be present in the interview so that when they give you an answer that's interesting, you can draw them out. The best interviewers that I listen to on really big podcasts and the ones that my clients do, they're really listening and they're asking really great follow-up questions. They're not just kind of going through. I mean, you can tell when an interviewer, when a host is not fully present for the interview. You can tell if they're typing show notes as they're going. You can tell if they're maybe looking at Facebook at the same time that they're doing the interview. When you are the most successful podcasters are fully present and engaged in that moment. They're not distracted, and that makes such a rich and powerful conversation and an interview that people will love. Those are the top 3 things that I see my top clients, the top podcasters on iTunes do that's different from everyone else. So do those 3 things. You're going to be well on your way to having a better podcast and a more successful show. If you like this episode, please like it and share it on social media. Leave me a comment on, if you're watching this on YouTube or at interviewconnections.tv, leave me a comment. If you want to learn more about how Interview Connections can help you save time, book great guests, schedule your guests, create great graphics, visit interviewconnections.com. And on Amazon, I have a Kindle book called Podcast Interviews, and it's an ebook with great actionable content on how to find guests, how to book guests, and how to have a great podcast. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for joining me in this early morning episode of Interview Connections TV. Have a great productive week, do lots of interviews, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday.